somebody who's going to be having a blue Christmas.
Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what this was at first. I'm like, okay, got
Have
it.
a blue Christmas without you.
Arizona now blue.
Arizona
For the next 4
is
years.
blue.
For the next 4 years.
Next 4 years. Hey, well,
It's a start.
come on, that's good news. All right. Fade that out. Yeah. Turn it off. Reality Redemption. Another episode and victory episode. Yeah. Pop that
Did
champagne
you hear
smell.
that?
Pop that champagne. Woo!
Pour that stuff. Yay!
We win. All right. The champagne here.
Yeah, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm pouring.
We got Snow. We got Aaron and Stephanie.
And a special guest.
And a special guest, Zane.
That's right.
Zane.
Zane with an X.
With a what?
All right,
With an
then.
X. X-A-N-E.
Oh,
Not
hey, original.
Z-A-N-E. Right. Some people accidentally or try to pronounce the X and they say Xane, but that's not it.
What the frick? Oh, Z like xylophone.
Right, yeah.
I would say it's like Zane.
Yeah.
Where you
Right.
from?
Well, I don't know. Everywhere. Like I sold my house in Chicago and I now travel around the country in a camper van. So
Really?
everywhere is home.
I'm an army brat. I hate when people ask me where I'm from.
I don't mind because I get to brag about the fact that I drive around the country living wherever I want to. Yeah.
And what brings you to Kingman, Arizona?
If by accident, more or less, thank you.
I think we're all here by accident.
Yeah, right?
I was giving a talk at a conference in Las Vegas, and I was there for a couple of weeks. And it started to get cold in Las Vegas, so I decided to go to Phoenix because it's not going to be as cold there. And I stopped on the way here and ended up meeting Snow,
All right.
and then she invited me here.
All right, cool.
Nice.
All right, more the merrier.
Hey.
All right, so we're gonna start off with a toast. Toast.
Cheers!
Yay.
Cheers, Dawn.
Older ones.
Being
full.
able to breathe again.
Hold it.
Being able to breathe again. Yeah.
All right, get it. Got it.
I'm drinking my
got
fucking
it.
We can drink now?
All
Yeah.
right, cheers, everybody.
Bubbly.
Bubbly. Ultra. Effervescent. Is that the word?
All
Effervescent.
right.
Yes.
All right, so how's everybody feeling?
Relieved.
Good.
Good.
Still kind of paranoid. I don't know.
Paranoid. Yeah, I am a little.
Just because,
Because of where we live?
But he's a fucking wild card.
well, I mean, the man in office, he's going to fight this
Oh yeah.
to his last tooth and nail.
No loser wants to
And there's
admit
some
they
votes
lost.
that haven't been counted. And even though,
Yeah, but that regardless, he's Biden's won at this point.
Vote wise and electoral college wise, Biden's got it. It's just hopefully I'm worried maybe he'll bribe the electoral people to
Oh, that
go
could
his
happen.
way in December.
Oh, jeez.
I say let him do a recount. I want him to stay super distracted all the way through January 20th and then
Yeah.
bye. Don't
Good
fuck
point.
any more stuff
Good
up.
point.
Yeah, like that's not gonna happen.
I know, but maybe he'll just be distracted
Wishful
because
thinking.
he's a super narcissist. So this is going to be on his mind the whole time.
He also seems easily distracted.
Yeah.
Give him some cheeseburgers.
Well, he could be.
That's like, did you see I saw one of my friends posted something like, I know a way of getting him out of the White House
Is
and
it a
a
cheeseburger on the
cheeseburger, like something.
Like when they
A
put
big
the
carrot?
carrot on the stick in front ahead of him.
Right.
Hey, come
Not
on,
his bag.
buddy.
Come on.
I don't know. He's got to be busy, like writing his pardons and everything else.
And stealing all the White House towels.
Does anybody know if the president can pardon himself?
He can't. I think he already asked that. Didn't he ask that when he first got elected? Am I allowed to pardon myself?
It may. I think it.
I could have sworn he did.
I think it
Wouldn't be
came up.
surprised.
Yeah, like way back in 2017.
No sweet and innocent man ever says, "Can I pardon myself?"
He's obviously already like, all right, I'm in now. What can I get out of this for myself?
I pardon myself every day, don't I? Kind of, sort of, right?
You do something right every day.
You know, I wonder if all
Lover
the
spat.
I wonder if all the Trump 2020 shirts and flags are being shipped to third world countries now.
Wait, they do it with balloons. Like with
To
balloons
close
and
the
Yeah,
to
this
close
is
the
really
homeless
Yeah.
and stuff.
I haven't been out today. Were there less flags? I like the big
I didn't
Trump
see
flags.
very many in Smiths. I was
I
in
didn't-
Smiths today.
I was out and about.
She seemed all over the place.
We were downtown, so there's never really like a ton down there, anyways. Unless they're doing their parade,
Well,
like driving
Your
through.
neighbors still have
Like last
them.
weekend.
Well,
Did you see
sure.
that?
No, luckily I was out of town.
You missed that?
I was in
Oh my
Sedona.
God.
Yeah, she was gone. Remember?
I'm like, I'm getting out of here for
2 full days of parades. They parked downtown under the arch by Locomotive Park, and they did a couple laps around town. I followed one of them. I got in the middle of it in Steph's car and tried to get pictures. And yeah, they were pretty jacked up. There was a lot of flags.
my little Kia with its equality sticker in the corner in the middle of a big fucking Trump parade.
Nobody flipped me off or yelled at me. They were too busy like honking and like.
You know, my neighbor. Well, he was around the corner, but he's got one that he's still flying. But it's Trump 2020. No more bullshit. You know, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's true. No more bullshit.
Hooray!
now that he's gone, right?
We still have to deal with it for a little while on. The big thing is he's still calling it fraud. Like any votes that went against.
It's the champagne. No, when people are complaining, I just want to give them this meme, this picture of Trump 2020, the flag that looks like Trump. Fuck your feelings. I just want to give them that
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
because it's what they always did to us.
yeah.
But I try not to be
Like
too
that's
petty.
what I don't get. Like we're all going to be happy. I remember right after the 2016 election, like they were still so angry, and I'm like, but you guys won. Why are you still so mad
They-
all the time?
They cheated, and then she still got the popular vote. I got the popular vote.
Like,
I noticed that people on Facebook are a lot more quiet. The Trumpers are kind of quiet, except what they're going.
Oh, go in
they're
the-
already doing. Hey, we've got December 14th. I guess that's when the recount.
No,
No,
That's-
December
no.
14th is when the Electoral College makes its official
Okay.
decision.
So they're saying that, and then they're like, we have that, and then we still have till January 20th or something like that. And I'm like, whatever makes you feel better. I
Well,
guess.
I have a few friends that were posting, you know, how can everybody be so stupid or, you know, retarded? And I'm like going, hey, asshole, don't you realize that 50% of your friends list voted for the guy? I don't know why you need to put that shit out there. I'm torn between, you know, I want to gloat about it and be like, yeah, fuck your feelings like they do. But at the same
I
time,
know.
take the higher road.
You know, I have
just-
always taken the high road
Yeah.
my entire fucking life. I want to be petty just once.
Just once. Yeah.
Just
Well,
once.
now's your chance.
and
do
say
it.
those words I want to say. I've been wanting to say for 4 years because they said them to us when
Okay.
Hillary lost.
Okay, say it.
You lost. Get over it.
All right.
I feel better now. They were
Good job.
doing that all the time.
Oh man, I think it's gonna be a peaceful transition. I mean, other than he's not cooperating, do you think he's gonna actually get the fuck out the door?
I honestly don't know.
Secret Service may have to escort him.
I know Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners are going to be very contentious for the next 2 months. So
Your house,
I
anyway.
may or may not visit the family. I'll probably just do my own thing.
We can make our own little turkey.
Oh,
I don't think I'm
yeah.
going to Thanksgiving dinner this year.
My family's safe, so I'm good.
Oh, my mom is safe. Yeah,
Family's-
I know my mom and my niece voted.
Wasn't it kind of agonizing waiting these 4 days though? I mean, because right when the results started coming in, I was like, Biden's got it, and then it turned really quickly. And I was like, oh no. And then
I had the faith the whole time. Like I was telling my mom and them kept getting worried, and I'm like, no, I don't have that feeling in my stomach. I'm like, when I when it was 2016 and I woke up, like I was confident all up till the election, but I was like, oh, I do not have a good feeling today at all. But I'm like, I never got that this time. I was like, nope, I'm trusting my gut. Like, I think we're going to have this.
No, I will neither confirm nor deny that I was checking the live election updates a million times a day. No, I will confirm or deny it.
I know. I was watching it for
Okay,
hours every
confirm it.
night, even though it was just creeping up and creeping up.
Oh God, we took Georgia. Oh God, Pennsylvania.
I know.
Which is good. All my shout out to all my hometown people in Pennsylvania.
You know, and it went just the way they said it would. You know, they knew that states that were counting their mail-in ballots first, Biden would be up.
Right.
And then once they started counting the results of Election Day, because Republicans go to the polls, they don't do mail-in voting.
Because mail-in bad.
Right. And so Trump builds up this lead, and then it just slowly went away.
So, question though, if this would have been a normal year, though, would he have gotten blown out on election day then? If most of the people would have still been going to the polls versus, then it would have been that. Wouldn't that have been more crushing for him?
No.
Like-
I think it just went the way it was going to go. I think. 'Cause we
No,
had-
but they had to count all the mail-in stuff later. Like that didn't get
Yeah.
counted.
Most states do them later. Some of them were allowed to count ahead of time. Their mail-ins, before the election, they just couldn't report it. That's why some states were able to have it real quick and some weren't. Like Colorado does like 90% by mail. They do almost all of theirs by mail.
Well, so does Oregon.
And
I
Oregon,
think.
yeah,
Oregon,
there are a few states that
they
only
all
do it
vote
by mail. And
Yeah.
it's so much more, easier. It doesn't
Yeah.
cost as much.
I know.
And I took place in an audit for the primary where you do a recount just to make sure the machines are working right. And here's how it works for all the people that are saying it's fraud. I don't think those people listen to this podcast, but what you do is you sit at a table and you have one Democrat, one Republican, and then you have one person from either party overseeing you. So if there's a question on whether it's marked right, you bring it up to them. All three of you have to agree on it. Goes in the pile, counted. At the opposite table, same thing. Democrat, Republican, but a person from the other party is watching over that table. Mm-hmm. And you also have several people from both parties overseeing the whole thing. And if there's a question, everything stops. Everyone comes together and you talk about it. Once all the ballots are counted, all three people have to sign off on it. So the fact that there's fraud going on at the counting places is total bullshit.
And
yeah.
did you see those psychos out at the Maricopa
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see?
building?
Alex Jones was out there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know he
Yeah,
showed
he
up,
came
but
all the
I
way from
saw
Austin.
all the people wearing their Trump flags as like capes. And then they're out there and they're armed. They showed up with their guns.
Of course they did.
And like the sheriff's offices are there. The sheriff's deputies are there. And you're like, well, aren't you guys like the Blue Lives Matter people? I'm like, I don't get this.
And what would happen if, say, the election was going the other way and a bunch of black men came armed to one of the counting places?
They'd be gunned down.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have.
It wouldn't have been peaceful like that.
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, no. I just made myself
You guys can
sad.
have more if you want.
Drink up, everybody.
You guys go. I can have some of my wine.
Hey,
If you want.
Yeah.
I was trying to get one guest on today.
Hey, right in the nick of time there.
Nice pour.
We're gonna be a little sloppy on this one.
Yes.
Bear with us.
I want to play a couple things. This
We're
is
happy.
This is from.
All five of us are drinking.
Make sure I got the volume up. This is from Jason Marino. He couldn't be on, but he sent me a couple messages. Okay, so
Cool. Oh,
I'll
nice.
play these. Can comment after.
We love Jason.
It's a landmark day, and I really feel like a pall has been lifted from the backs of not only myself, but all people who don't fit a certain mold in this country, from my LGBTQ plus friends to all of the people of color to anybody and everybody who doesn't celebrate the same God. You know, it just feels like a momentous occasion and a monumental day, and I've never, ever been more excited about an election, and I've never been more excited about a result. And I just can't wait to see what happens over the next several years.
Okay, that was the first part of it, and he continues.
It's really important to me that not only Trump is going, but all the terrible people that he put in place to lead up departments such as the EPA and the Department of Education, where these people have absolutely decimated everything that was there before them and turned these departments on their heads purposefully. They purposefully put people in place. The head of the EPA is a person who once sued the EPA. These aren't good people with good intentions. They were put there to dismantle and destroy government regulation and oversight so that corporations could do anything they wanted and destroy things, and so that private schools, private Christian schools in particular, could get funding from states and lead to more corruption. So, it's incredible that these people are also going to be going, and they're going to be out of here in 2 months, and we can start to rebuild.
Okay, and on that
Thank
note,
you, Jason.
we got one more from him, but on that note, let's raise a toast to goodbye, Betsy DeVos.
All right.
Yeah, fuck that bitch. And the dude,
My mom said that because
the
my mom's a
door.
retired school teacher.
prick in the EPA.
All right.
Let's hear it for environmental
Okay, we got one
protection
more.
again.
You mean we might get somebody who's qualified to be a Secretary of Education who's actually been in a classroom
Who's
before?
actually been a teacher?
Yeah,
No.
No, what?
qualified people.
I'm really proud of young people in this country. All three of my children that are over 18 voted here in Arizona, blew down the ticket. And they didn't just do it because we said so. They did what they felt was right. And their views align with progressive views. And we haven't brainwashed them into thinking that way. They choose in their own mind what they think is right or wrong. We're so proud of them. And I'm proud of black women in this country who honestly are the ones who have really made a difference and carried this victory. Black women, once again, just like in 2018, are stepping up and bearing the brunt of the effort and have really just done an incredible job to take care of all of us. And I could be more proud and more excited for the future because of them.
And on that note, one more toast to Kamala Harris, first woman of
Kamala.
color. Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Or Mamala. I want to call her Mamala. I want a mom like Kamala. I wish my stepmom was like Kamala. Seriously.
Yeah, so, first woman vice president.
I know. I wish there was more said about that. Like, that's history making right there. We've never had a woman VP ever.
And I personally feel most likely she will be president by the end of these 4 years. Just
Yeah.
a feeling.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, by the end of the 4 years?
Well,
Biden already said he
he's
was
an
only
old
doing
man.
one term, so he was going to like kind of hand the reins over.
Do you-
But
He is an old man.
Do you think Biden will make it 4 years though?
I hope so. I mean,
Well,
I don't
I
want to
hope
think
so
about
too,
stuff
but-
like that.
I mean, Jimmy Carter made it to his 90s. I'd have voted. I'd have voted for him
Was
again.
isn't Bernie even older than Joe Biden?
He's close.
And
Close.
and
It's
Bernie's
close.
got a lot of spunk too. Like
Yeah, kind of like more spunk though.
he's got fire.
Yeah, but at that age, if you go bad, it goes downhill fast.
Right.
So, I mean,
Did anybody? I voted by mail. How at a
I vote by mail.
mail?
by mail.
I voted by mail, and I turned mine in the mail because I wanted to believe still in our post office system.
Oh, we took ours to the office.
Well, I voted early enough. Like, it only took me 20 minutes to fill out my ballot. It's the fastest I've ever voted in my entire life.
I voted by mail, but I turned mine into the county office.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I literally work across the hall from where the box is. So.
Right, yeah, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have faith in the post office and prove that.
Aw.
I did go out a few times on Tuesday during election day just to kind of see if there was any voter intimidation going on. I was expecting like a bunch of trucks with Trump flags hanging out.
AR-15s.
There were already incidents in other parts of the country about that. I didn't see any of that with the exception down at St. Mary's Church downtown, because that was one of the polling places, and at the Emmanuel Christian Academy up here on Wallapai Mountain Road, there were some people. There's a 75-foot limit where even the media can't get in. Like, I can't go in there and take pictures. If I interview somebody, it has to be outside that range. But they were having the recall Jen Miles petitions, like right outside that
At
boundary.
the polling place?
At the
Yeah.
polling place.
Just say Jen Miles is our mayor.
Jen Miles is our mayor.
Kim
Some people
Arizona.
want to recall her because there was a mandate to wear masks.
I think anybody that has the regular listen to this podcast knows that.
And the mask mandate, just to be clear though, the mask mandate was overturned because one of the council people decided that for their political career, they needed to get on board with the anti-mask people. So it was overturned, yet these people are still trying to recall the mayor and the members of the council who voted to keep the mask mandate. And I would like to reiterate again, this is going to cost our city. And when I say city, let's clarify, I mean taxpayers, approximately $250,000, which we do not, that's a waste of money. I understand if you don't like these people, then you wait for the next election and you have the opportunity to vote them out. That's my there is no reason to do this.
Yeah, we don't even have funding to pave the roads anymore here, much less do a recall.
Yeah, you should have seen the chunk that was in the road on our way over here.
It's only 2 years for the mayor. It's every 2 years.
Like, yeah, they can vote. They can vote her out
Oh,
later.
so
Yeah, there was that shady stuff going on. I think that was the only. There was one guy in front of St. Mary's that they had the booth set up to sign petitions to recall Jen Miles, and as people were pulling in, he was saying stuff along the lines of like, "I can't tell you how to vote, but I can kind of maybe influence you." And he's wearing his red MAGA hat, and I'm like, I talked to the people at the polls. They were outside the 75-foot limit, and it's a really weird gray area, but it was completely unprofessional for you MAGA people and you Trump supporters. I would not do that
well,
ever.
another good thing that happened was Prop 207 passed.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't get shrunk.
This.
This
So
is.
it's the
we need a-
legalizing marijuana.
Bomb
This
it
is-
for this one.
Hey.
Yeah, Arizona
Wait,
finally.
before you drink. This one's to Michael Weiser.
Yes.
Without him,
To
this
Michael
would not have happened.
Weiser.
Amen.
Right.
Oh,
Thank
Love you,
you.
Michael.
I wish he was
Miss
here
you.
for it.
I wish he would have seen this. I'm very proud of
He's
Michael and all the
smiling
work he
down.
did. Yes.
Smiling down on
And you know what's even great? 'Cause pot's legal now. We can fill our bongs with conservative tears.
Yeah.
It's not quite legal yet.
When does it take effect? When does it take effect?
April, I think.
April.
They're gonna. I guess they can still have. Like, there's gonna be. I think they get lawyers involved to try to fight it as much as they can.
And the laws are like with
Right.
alcohol, right? I mean, you got to be over 21 and older, and
Yeah.
not do it real in public a lot. It's the same.
Right.
It's supposed to be. That's how it is in Colorado. It's treated
Yeah.
the same as with alcohol.
Well, that's how it should get treated.
So there could still be, underage smoking or smoking in public or.
Yeah, and I think there's still limits on what people can grow too themselves.
Right.
Like,
Yes. I think so.
if folks are doing that too.
I don't know. Since I need a job, if I had disposable income, I'd be starting a pot store here in town.
but I can
pot
grow weed
cafe.
in my house.
Yeah, right.
Well, how is that going to affect like local businesses? Like, will Beale Street Brews be able to start selling like edibles, or like at least letting people be able to smoke?
Well,
Like
no,
any
you have
downtown
to- you have
business,
to be
like, can you smoke on the patio?
Have you been to like
I'm sure-
Vegas though? Well, no, you can like pretty much. So I was recently in Desert Hot Springs. Yay! At the hotel that I stayed at, there were people just smoking it all over the place because it's legal in California. But they have, like, when you go to buy it, No, they have specific stores that you go to. Like,
Right.
you've seen them like in Vegas,
Well,
right?
I lived in Oregon when they first legalized it.
Okay.
And I was like,
Yeah.
it was so weird to walk into a place and like, it was like going into a liquor store. Like, what do I want? And I'm like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know.
Right. So not every place will be able to sell it, but they'll be,
It'll be- yeah,
like
it'll have to be licensed, like the place,
Yeah.
like the place in Laughlin. Have you been in that one?
yeah,
No, I haven't.
the
Yeah,
one
yeah.
it's
That one's actually pretty cool.
it's like where the Laughlin Mall is. It's that
Oh,
place
yeah,
that
yeah,
used
yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
a bank, I think, at one point, and then it was like before it was the pot place. It was like a T-shirt souvenir place.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Laughlin
I would
t-shirts.
like one marijuana, please.
But yeah, they just smoke it wherever. Like even I remember going to Vegas after Vegas passed it, and like you go to your room like in the big ass casinos too, and you're like right when you get off the elevator, like,
Blaze up.
the whole floor smells like weed. You're like right when you walk off, it's like wow.
So we've been feels like we've been losing for like 4 years. And Tuesday we got so many victories. 208 passed. That was the funding for education.
Yes,
Where they tax.
Thank you. Even though my dad, I'm so upset he voted against that.
Yeah, but hey,
My mom hung up on him.
it
Like
passed.
she's like, he called because he likes to call and talk to us about like what he votes on. She's like, yeah.
Okay.
She's like, oh, we have a bad connection. Oh, okay, bye. After she found out he voted against the 208.
I'm really surprised that one passed, but
I kind of.
you know, maybe people got smart and they realized that no, you're only it was over 250,000 that you would get taxed.
And
on
we
that.
didn't do Red for Ed for nothing.
What are we like?
Like
49th
that was
in
a
education?
lot of
Yeah.
work.
I think we're right behind Nevada.
Oh,
48th
I
or
thought we were
49th.
50th. I
No,
thought we were
Nevada's 50.
We're in the bottom five.
Nevada's 50.
Arizona.
Well, obviously Nevada's 50th because they don't even know how to count there.
Yeah, they're taking so long.
I know. I saw the one out of all the states. You would think that Nevada would have counted the quickest, and it showed like a.
Like a casino.
I know.
Yeah,
you just take out all
blackjack board or
you just
whatever.
take out all those out of work strippers, and they can just be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can count those dollar bills, and
Right.
count votes.
I wonder how the strip clubs are doing. That's
Dude,
an interesting.
I
they
saw-
might have.
The drive-by ones. Have you seen what they
I-
The girls might like that better. They're like, nope, you have to stay 6 feet away.
I saw a great
They get
meme
more
that
money
said,
off of-
What's
They
that?
get more money off of lap dances, though.
Yeah.
Right, true. They're like, you can watch the lap dance from over there.
Yeah, no, they have the drive-through ones where you
They
stop
have a
at
dummy
Yeah.
that they put there and they do the lap dance as a dummy.
the stop at the cage or whatever, you know, and there's the strippers and shit.
They sanitize it after every.
They can't just upgrade the industry. Like if it's 6 feet away, like okay, $10 to have you rub your tits on my car window. Come on, it's capitalism. It's evolution. That's how this works.
You'd like me
We need to innovate during these trying times.
Please deposit $20.
Like the old peep show things. I remember Madonna's video, that Open Your Heart video.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Showing our age.
I went to a
Madonna is timeless. I'm sorry.
strip club like
Well,
that,
that
in
album,
Times Square one time, and yeah, it was exactly
oh,
like that.
you're really aging yourself because those haven't been in Times Square in years. No,
back
it's
in
all-
1996.
Now it's all M&M stores and stuff
God
like that in
damn
Times
it.
Square. Although,
You've
did
been,
you see
20?
Times Square today? I have never seen people celebrating in the streets like today.
Like New Year's?
Yeah, like New Year's.
Is it like New Year's?
You know,
Day?
what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Endor at the end of Return of the Jedi when they blew up the Death Star and all the Ewoks were dancing around.
Yeah, but it's kind of scary though too, because we do still have the pandemic happening. I mean, I hope.
Everybody was wearing masks that I could see.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I would hate for people to go out and celebrate, and then
Yeah.
that's
Like
it.
Sally
That's their
Aaron
last
went to
kabang.
All right. Let's see what else did we have happen. Mark Kelly won the Senate seat in
Yes,
Arizona, so we have
yay.
2 Democratic senators now.
And
We'll
Arizona's
drink to
blue.
that.
Big cheers.
Blue
Martha
Mark
McSally.
Kelly.
Martha McSally is a 2-time loser.
Martha McSally can
Martha
Rot.
McSally, the only person to ever serve in the Senate that never won.
That lost twice.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's packing up her office right now because that one's immediate.
Is it?
Yes, he becomes a senator right away.
Yeah, as soon as the Senate goes back in session at the end of the month,
Yep.
Mark Kelly will be our senator. And right now it's 48-48.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks like Mitch McConnell will still be the majority leader, but there's a runoff election on January 7th, I believe, in Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah.
Isn't it both?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get enough of a majority. Like that's how their state
Right.
wins.
So
They have some weird
so
stuff. in
it could be if we win those two seats,
That would give us 50.
it'd be 50-50, and Harris is the tiebreaker.
Okay, that's what I thought it was going to do.
Yes.
That's what I thought happens.
If
So how does he get to still remain majority leader? If it's
If it's
is it
tied,
because he already was? So then if it's 50-50, they just
Probably.
keep it the same?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Makes sense.
I don't know how that part works.
It's really weird. I've been trying to dissect that too, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
All right, and here's a
maybe because he's
And I thought I had learned so much about my government.
here's
and I
a great
don't have
point.
this answer.
If we were able to get millions and millions and millions and millions of votes fraudulently for Biden, why wouldn't we have taken McConnell out?
exactly just gonna say that. All you people who think there's some sort of fucking fraud, we would have gotten rid of Lindsey Graham and fucking Mitch McConnell if we had been voting any kind of goddamn fraud. Okay.
I really really thought that Jamie Harrison had a
Case
chance
closed.
against Lindsey Graham.
Fuck him.
I really did. That was so sad.
You know,
Yeah, it was.
the encouraging thing is that finally it looks
And
like
Susan Collins, like
Yes.
they said that she was gonna.
She's the one that made
that one still
Yes.
hasn't been decided yet. I think.
No, the other lady
Oh, they
conceded.
did.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
the other lady conceded.
She was way down, and I'm like, what the heck happened there?
The encouraging thing, though, is at least for democracy, people came out to vote this time, or mail-in vote, or whatever. People voted.
record.
I think Biden's going to end up with 75 million votes, and Trump will end up with 70 million.
More people voted for Biden than any other president in history.
And I think
Yep.
I think you're going to find out that even though Trump lost, that more people have voted for him than any other
Yeah, he'd
winning
be
president.
second. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the second. yeah.
I don't think it's ever gotten to 70 million.
They said that this is the greatest percentage of voter turnout since either 1900 or 1908. I think it's a crazy long time ago.
Whoa!
Well,
Yeah.
people are passionate.
Not even like after or like the Great Depression. You would think that one would draw.
Yeah, people
Or
had a lot more. on
what,
their
what was
mind.
our population back then?
Not
you
the
know?
population. I'm talking about the percentage.
Right.
of
Oh,
voters.
okay. So like, yeah,
Percentage
it
of
would
the
still
vote.
be.
During the Depression, a lot more people had a lot of other things on their mind
Yeah,
at that
they
time
could.
too. And
Yeah.
the war coming, the World War II had started, and
I know.
So-
we think we have it bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we just have this pandemic going on. That the numbers, there was 120,000 new cases yesterday.
It's been like 4 days in a row that we've had over 100. Like, wasn't it like 100? Then it was 104. Then it was 122, and then I think it was 116.
My mom lives in a retirement apartment building in Vermont, and her building is on lockdown because there's a positive COVID case, so nobody can leave the complex.
Oh wow,
a member of my family. I won't
that's
say
scary
who,
because
but-
it's old folks' home.
I won't
That's-
say in particular, but a member of my family just had the COVID test done, and she's pretty sick right now. So it wasn't the flu; she was negative for the flu, and they're thinking that's probably it because they were exposed at work.
I've tried to do interviews with some of the retirement homes, and they will not let me in.
They're all on lockdown.
Mask or no mask, they're like, nope, you're not coming in here. And I totally get
I
it.
don't blame them. Yeah,
Do you think Biden will come up with like a national mask mandate?
possibly.
I guess he's supposed to name a Corona task force on Monday.
Bring back Fauci.
Oh, Fauci, if Trump's not going to fire him now. And
Think.
Fauci cannot go to this new task force because he's currently working for this current administration.
What?
What?
We won't get Dr. Fauci anymore? I really like him.
Yeah, he seems cool.
Well, he's supposed to be fired after the election. But I don't know. Maybe since it was announced today that this coronavirus is just going to go away since the election's decided, because that's what everybody was saying.
That's what all the people in my office were saying. But I wanted to punch
What?
Because they think it's some kind of hoax to
Hoax.
keep people from voting in person, and then they can do voter mail fraud, or I don't know, it's some
A
conspiracy
worldwide
shit.
hoax.
Yeah, that it's some huge
Yeah.
hoax because apparently the United States is the only country in the world.
Right.
The rest of the world is doing this fucking hoax
Just for their own.
just for the United States for their goddamn election
Right.
because the world revolves around us.
And the mask is a form of keeping you down and mind control and all that other bullshit.
Shit, whatever.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so we haven't talked to Zane much. Zane with an X.
No, we want to hear
Hi,
about positive things because
Yeah.
now we're on the road to positivity.
Right. We're going to turn this
Yay.
podcast around.
Right. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I like to talk about is positive things. So you notice I was a little bit quiet during all of that.
I hope we didn't bring you down.
Not at all. But you were talking about positive things because you're excited about Biden and all the things that are happening for that. So that's
The
a good
future.
thing. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was more of a Bernie fan than I was a Biden
Oh,
fan.
well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm from Vermont.
Like all of us.
Born in Burlington, and my mom worked for his campaign when he was mayor in Burlington.
Yes.
So the first person, political person that I went to see is when the hostages got released from Iran. They did a homecoming, and Bernie Sanders was mayor, and I got to see him speak. I mean, so I have followed his career for years and years and years and years.
Yeah, so when he was running in 2016, he kind of opened my eyes to the idea that he's actually just working for the benefit of all. Like all he really was doing was caring for people. And which is very unusual in politics, right? Like they don't really care for people, they just care for votes, they care for what is going to make the best decision possible for their party, the political party. Like it's not usually about the people that they're representing, it seems like.
Yeah.
So in 2016, I'm watching Bernie and I got interested in him, right? And so I did some back lookup, and you go on YouTube, and you watch Bernie Sanders in Senate in the 90s or even in the 80s. And I was watching these videos where he's like pounding his fist on the table and being outrageous about whatever stupid thing that everybody else is doing. He's trying to talk some sense into them, And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And you could see like the other politicians just like their heads in their hand going, oh my God, would this guy just shut up? Like, this is not how it works. And I was thinking, if I had seen this in the 80s and 90s, if I had watched him, I would have said the same thing that those other politicians said. Dumb Bernie, you don't know how politics works. I wish you just shut up. Wait a minute. I wouldn't have gotten it. So it took until 2016 for me to go, oh my gosh, he really is just looking out for the people, regardless of the system, regardless of the rules, regardless of the way that you perceive politics to be. Like, that's all he really cared about. And so that got me thinking, and I went, what would happen if everyone in the world one day woke up, every single human being woke up with the same idea that Bernie Sanders does, that all I want to do is help others. I don't want to just make money for myself like capitalism asks. I don't want to just try to win people over. I don't want to have to, whatever. All you want to do is just help others. What kind of society would we have? I think instantaneously we would be in a utopian society, because every single person would wake up trying to figure out how to help each other. And so I thought, boy, wouldn't that be kind of a fun story to write? Maybe I should write a fiction story about this moment. And so I started to. And I actually hired artists because I wanted to make it a comic book series.
Oh, really?
So I made like a little comic book series, just like one-page stories, like short stories. The morning that everybody wakes up, and they go, like the first one that I did was the news broadcast, right? Everybody wakes up, they go into work, and the producer of the news broadcast is there talking to everybody in the staff saying, okay, today we're actually just going to tell the truth. We don't care what our corporate sponsors say. We're just going to let people know, and we're going to let them know that we are freaking following whatever the corporations say. We're just going to say, listen, we've been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years, and we're done. And we're just going to go ahead and be honest.
They all had their Jerry Maguire moment.
Show me the money.
Right. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But that was him becoming a good person, like
Right.
Bernie
Yes.
Sanders. So is your hero Bernie Sanders in the comic book?
Essentially. So what I discovered was that
I want to read this.
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Right?
So what I realized is I was doing these little short stories and I was posting them online, and there were lots of people that were very excited about them because they're really well drawn. The people that I got are fantastic, but I started to get criticism from it in a way that I never expected, and this is what it was. There's no conflict. And that's what was actually happening, is that everybody
yeah.
woke up, they all kind of agreed to help the world, and so these were just like fantasy happy stories that were not possible, and there was no conflict for anybody to overcome. It was just instant happiness. It was just like happy ending stories, like forever after every single page. Right?
So could we would it ever be possible for us to ever even live in a utopian society?
Right. Well,
then?
there's certainly many people that don't believe that that's true. Right. The human.
People are dicks.
Well, the human factor is very, real. So anyway, what I decided to do instead was I refactored the story, and I said, what would happen if just one person woke up? And so I picked a guy who's like a corporate analyst. He's super greedy, and he's just trying to make money for himself and his wife, and follow the American dream, right? And so we have this guy wake up, and now all he can do is help others. And so he's the reluctant hero. He's like Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. Like he wants to continue
Great movie.
to
I love that
to
movie.
make money for himself. He doesn't want to just help others, but he can't help it. He's like forced to, just like Jim Carrey was forced to tell the truth.
He's like, oh, I have to donate to
I'm
this.
I'm giving this guy
I don't
money.
want to give this guy $5.
Right, exactly. That was the first thing he did.
The goddamn pen is blue.
Right, exactly. Yes.
I love that movie.
So he's going around and he's doing all this, and then he realizes that what's happening is that every time he helps someone, they're getting it too. They're having to help others. So then it's like, oh, okay. So here's how we can get to a utopian society doing the same thing as everybody waking up one day, except that it happens slowly. So each person that gets helped, they're compelled to help others, and each person that gets help from there. And so it becomes like a disease.
I was going to say the kindness virus.
Which is hilarious because I wrote this thing 4 years ago, and we're working on the chapter right now that I've written years ago where everyone's going into quarantine.
Oh, wow. 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, because it was 2016 that Bernie.
Yeah.
did all
Right,
this.
right. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I get excited about, because I get to write this story that brings us to that society that we all want to actually get to.
How's that story out there? I mean, what do you do to put the story out in the...
Yeah, you can download it off of my website. It's the story is called Righteous.
Okay.
And so it's righteouscomic.com to get to it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in my
And
phone.
and if you go to free.righteouscomic.com, you'll get the first chapter for free, just mailed to your...
So it's all online.
So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
How do you make money at that, though?
Yeah, well, after chapter 1, there's a small
Okay, so
payment.
subscription
Yeah.
fee and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Snow was mentioned somebody had a YouTube channel also.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I talk metaphysics. So it's the same sort of thing. It's really the same thing. It's just all about helping others. It's just ways that we can do it in our everyday lives rather than voting for politicians and asking them to do it, ways that we can actually set out to make the world a better place. And that's my name, Zane Daniel, on YouTube. And again,
That's a channel.
And also, friends request him on Facebook, right?
Yeah,
They can follow some stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, please, friend me on Facebook, and we'll have conversations and get involved.
Doing it now.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Saying Daniel or
Yep.
Daniels?
No S.
Okay.
Thanks for asking that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we when we originally, you know, Snow and I were originating this podcast, we at first we weren't gonna really talk about politics at all. And events of this year kind of forced us to,
right. Yeah,
to do
you're
it.
keeping current, so that makes sense.
Right. you
But
know.
and also too, like the normal average person doesn't realize how much politics does affect your life, or how much of your life is affected by
Sure.
laws that are passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the whole system is set up that way. Like it's set up for, they know some people like aren't going to be paying attention, and they're able to win one over. That's why I pay attention now. Like I used to be one of those people that was like, you know, didn't really care too much, and found myself like I was always an independent, but like, and it sucks because some people don't have the time to too, and the powers that be know that too. Like people aren't concerned with that. They're concerned with like raising their family and whatnot, and
Right.
dealing with all the things they have to deal with on a daily basis. And honestly, like our world shouldn't be like that.
Right.
We should have politicians that work for us,
They were supposed to work for us.
right?
And I want to piggyback on that comment, like voter apathy. I still have to look up the statistics. The last one I saw is more people went out and voted for Biden than ever. Like there was a huge voter turnout, but it wasn't still
Yeah.
compared to how many people are eligible and or registered to vote actually went out and did.
Right.
Right, like
And you got a lot of people that's like, well, my vote's not going to make a difference, and I don't care about politics and blah, blah, blah. But these are the same people that are like on Facebook every day spouting out their stupid, horribly written, grammatically incorrect comments. And I'm like, you registered to vote? Did you do anything? Do you participate with your local party?
Right.
Local is
Well,
especially where you
yeah.
can make
I
a
mean,
difference.
I belong to a union. I'm a Teamster, and it's insane how voting time will come up for that, and people who you're like, this is literally like your contract for the next 5 years, and more people don't vote than do vote on that. Like for instance, the last one, I voted for the contract. Was the contract super great? No, but I was like, look, we're under, the administration is like Republican controlled, and I was a child when Reagan was in office, but I mean, I've seen what he's done to unions, so I was like, I'm not taking no chances. I don't want to have a strike involved at all. This is good enough. We can try harder next time. Let's just pass this. More people that had voted against the contract, but it didn't reach enough of a percentage, so the contract passed. And I was like, whoosh, you know, like thankfully. But that's like you're telling people you're basically voting for your pay and benefits,
Right.
and you still can't get them to vote.
Right.
you know, the sad thing is, even with this turnout for this voting, more people were voting during the first seasons of American Idol. You know,
I don't even watch
Well,
that
can I
show.
throw-
What's
Well-
the number? What's the number?
Can I throw in
I
here?
would have to
Okay.
look at it,
Real
but-
quick, because I looked it up, and Bloomberg's model estimates roughly 157.1 million to 165 million people, or 68.6% to 72.1% of the citizens of voting age voted in this election. 72%.
That's really high.
That's way
Is the
fucking
ones
high.
that could vote and didn't?
Did vote. Could
Did.
vote and did.
Yeah, that's
Did?
amazing.
Wow.
It's
Okay,
usually
High end is
50%
about
or less.
72%. of
So
the
we
voting
actually
population.
did better this time.
Oh, fuck yeah, we did.
Well, no, I know we had way more voters, but we actually
Percentage-wise.
flipped the thing of like, because it's always been more people who could vote don't vote versus more people who can vote that do vote. Like, isn't it? Do you?
Well-
am I
A
making
lot of people
sense?
are registered, and of those registered voters, 72, roughly
Okay.
72%
Right.
have voted.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
that's
I
what
get
that
what
is.
you're saying.
So far,
okay.
they've counted 148 million.
We have
Okay.
we have approximately 330 million people in the United States population.
Well,
So
those are children too, though.
Yeah.
but 100. That means approximately 145 million people voted. How many registered voters? So 70%, 72% of registered voters voted. So yeah, I guess that makes. I'm trying to do the math in my head, but
Yeah, I mean, because you're not counting people under 18 either,
yeah, or people who are just not registered.
or the few weirdos who aren't registered to vote.
Yeah, some people don't. Some people just don't vote.
Some
Like,
people-
like George Carlin didn't vote for years and years.
Well,
Just 'cause
to be fair with Carlin, though, Carlin was like, he's one of my favorites. And
fucking
like
love Carlin.
almost, like you read any of his stuff today, and you're like,
way ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
wow, dude,
I have
it's
books.
almost like you're
Yeah.
a prophet, you know?
It's scary listening to stuff
But
from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
that
The
he did.
reason why he quit voting was in 1972, he voted for,
McGovern.
is it, yeah, McGovern. I almost said McCarthy, and I was like, that's not right. But so he voted for McGovern, and then when McGovern lost to Nixon, he's like, there's no way that this is fair, and he said the word rigged, which I hate to say because of what's going on now.
It's
But,
big.
but yeah,
Yeah.
but he was like, there's no way that McGovern would have lost. And like, yeah, when I talk to my dad's like, I voted for McGovern. Like, I never voted for that crook. I knew Nixon was a crook then. And he was just like, the fact that that Nixon was able to beat McGovern, he was like, I'm done. There's no way that this is fair. Because there's no way that somebody like that, somebody sleazy like that, beat this guy that was like a good guy.
My dad proudly voted for Nixon, and he's told me about it.
I might we get one of our friends,
Ew.
Trisha, on the phone.
Yeah, well, my dad. So.
Ew.
Let's see how this works.
What's up?
Hello?
Hey, you're
Hi,
live.
Tricky.
We're listening.
Trisha, hi.
You're alive.
Hey, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hopeful for the first time in a long time.
Yeah,
Us too.
it's a good day.
It's a good day.
Yeah. Do you see everybody out celebrating in the streets and everything?
Yeah. I haven't been able to see anything really because I'm out here like 17 miles outside of town in a little town in the middle of the red wall, but and I haven't turned on the TV, but I can feel it in the air actually.
We're here celebrating.
Awesome.
Lots of
We
wine.
have, yeah, we have wine, we have champagne,
I've been-
beers everywhere.
I've been celebrating the Prop 207.
Right? Yeah.
We celebrated that last night.
Didn't you celebrate that? You've been celebrating that before it got passed, right?
Oh yeah, well, I happen to be a proud medical card holder and have been for years, but I'm happy to see that the more states that pass legal marijuana will hit a federal tipping point, and then we can do some real research.
Shit, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and we already gave a shout out to Michael Weiser earlier, but again, I guess I can't say enough about him.
Rest in peace.
That's what I was thinking too when it passed. I was like, I had to pour a little out for the mics.
The mics of the world.
I have a little bit of stuff that you gave me the other night, and I might have to break it out in celebration of Joe Biden.
There you go. I've already had a little bit of, the commentary, personal commentary, like from the rents. Like the other day, I got, "You're not going to rub it in, are you?" And I'm like, "No, that would be gross. Like, come on, give yourself some credit. You raised me better. Like, that's not in my character to rub shit in like that. I'm a sports player. Like, I used to play sports, and you're not a sore loser, and you're not a gloating winner. That's just not good behavior, And then today she's like, "Your president won," and I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it. Like, we just don't
It's
do
our
that."
president. It's all our presidents.
He's your president too.
At the end of the day, and I don't know if conservatives understand this or not. We all just want the same things. You know, we want to make a living. We want our families to be taken care of. We want everybody to be healthy. We want our friends to be okay. And, you know, we love our country, you know, and
Right.
I don't understand why, you know, where the division comes from. And hopefully we'll see a lot of that because Biden's going to be more moderate than
Right.
what everybody's thinking.
And that was my, you know, I didn't necessarily love Biden as my pick back when we had 23 choices, but I understood that he was probably going to be the best pick for the ticket because he was going to be the one that would be able to pull people from the undecided,
Yes.
Right. A lot of
right-leaning,
a
you
lot
know.
a lot of never Trumpers voted for Biden, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I've been listening to the Lincoln Project for a while, and it was really illuminating to how many people were able to see a path to something besides Trump. And you know, they talked a lot about it, and I really understood it about how I don't even believe Trump is as dangerous as the Trumpster, you know?
Yes.
Trumpism was definitely more dangerous than Trump himself.
Right. You know, we're going to be going around town over the next few days and collecting all the Trump 2020 flags. So we're going to send them to third world countries to, you know, help clothe, you know.
Or to burn and keep warm.
Well, I burn my trash, so if y'all need to send some out here, I'd be happy to start my trash with them.
Okay, Tricia, we just want to get you on, get your thoughts on everything today. It's a good day, and, you know, we finally, after 4 years, it seems like we got a few victories this week.
Right? And there's just one more thing I would like to say. For all the people out there talking about Biden being a pedo child hair sniffer,
Yeah.
at least Biden has never been brought up on charges. Like, if you have any question, I have court documents showing Trump as a co-defendant with his buddy Epstein.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Come on now, people. I mean, he might sniff kids' hair. Fucking kid shampoo smells good. I would sniff kids' hair. I mean, really.
It really does.
There's been no court cases against them. So, like, move on, people. Move on.
Smells like
And he's been
bubblegum.
married twice. And the only reason he got married again is because his wife died. Come on, people. If he can stay married twice and he's how old? That also says something about his character.
His wife died horrifically, too.
Did you see?
Right.
Did you see? Even Fox News came out this week and was calling what Trump was saying in the press conference the other day lies, outright lies about the fraud and everything like that.
I know.
Imagine
I'm
it.
so happy about that. Finally.
I need to turn on OWN and see what they're saying about it.
No,
So
don't
I'm
do
so
it.
happy, and I'm kind of glad that I'm not there with you guys, because I'm not sure I could contain my happiness in the, you know, not touching standard of COVID, you know, and whatnot. Thanks for calling, and I am very excited, and we will have to celebrate sometime soon.
We will.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All
I
right.
got mortar shells and fireworks. Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Shit.
Overmodulating it.
You need to invite us out to do a show at your place.
I think we have a standard. I think we have an open invitation for that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
We can do
All
that.
right. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Bye, Turkey.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. So I guess we'll start to wrap this up so we can continue.
Drinking?
Our newly president-elect will be speaking in about an hour and a half.
Oh, is he? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, Zane, are you headed to Phoenix?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It's nice because I don't have a time limit on that.
Well, stick around and check out Kingman. The weather's supposed to get nasty tonight anyways.
Yeah.
It is. And
I know we were gonna try to go hiking in the Wallapies, and then I'm like,
no.
not
the
now.
weather did not
tomorrow.
cooperate.
Where are we
I
gonna
didn't
go
realize
today?
it was going to be so
Well-
cold today.
Bring your snow boots.
Although 90% chance of rain in Kingman means there's probably about 9%
Yeah.
9% chance it's actually going
What's
to
it
happen.
supposed to get down to tonight?
30
high
something.
30s.
Not fun
There
to
might
sleep
be
in
some
the
stuff
van.
going on downtown. I
Tonight?
mean,
Saturday
Diana's
night?
Wine Bar was up. Rickety Cricket was kind of rolling pretty hard.
Yeah, because I want to go
Lloyd's was-
celebrate with those folks.
Yeah, right.
They're going to be like pissed off. Both of them. The brewery might be okay, but like the Rickety Cricket and the wine bar are not going to be happy with the results.
I'll save my Rickety Cricket story for next week.
Oh, no, go ahead. We have a couple more minutes. We have a couple more minutes
Oh,
left
Please,
here.
please,
Okay.
please do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
All
right.
All
Go
right.
All right.
We'll do this segment called Idiot of the Week. So,
Oh no.
Well, you haven't heard it yet, have you?
No.
All right.
But
all
I'm
right.
like, and I'm not even like I'm not even rooting for this. I'm like, I was rooting for Rickety Cricket dude to like become a decent human being. So go ahead.
So last night, me and staff, we were going to a barbecue, and I was trying to follow up on some stories downtown, and I went into. Since we've already named their business, I guess that pretty much gives us all.
Oh shoot, should we call it Lickety Schmicket?
Let's just
A
call it
local establishment.
a local giant drinking establishment. I go in to go use the bathroom. While I'm in there, I find a 9mm Glock pistol laying on that handicap rail.
Oh my God.
What?
yeah.
Yeah,
All unattended.
completely unattended. And I put it in my pocket.
And
So
loaded.
much for
Locked and loaded.
responsible
It was locked and loaded.
gun owners.
Yep.
And I kind of walked around and I'm like, I have a conscience and I have some sense of morality. I talked to a few people and some were like, call the cops, report it stolen, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? I just went right back in and I talked to the manager on duty and I'm like, listen, I found something. He's like, is that a firearm? I'm like, yes.
Like
He's
this
like-
isn't the first time.
Well, wait, listen.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, I know the guy I'll be calling him.
He knew the guy.
So
I wonder if it's a
well,
normal
well,
occurrence.
He was probably looking for it.
the guy left his information there, and I'm like, fine, I'll hang out. I bought a beer while I was hanging. I'm like, I'm not gonna hang out in the bar without having a beer. Come on. Took him about 15 minutes. Showed up. Kid couldn't have been more than 20, 21 years old, and he shows up. I'm expecting like some old guy or something like that, who's just like
That's what I
drunk
was
off his ass.
Yeah.
And it's like this kid. I had pulled the magazine out. I had unloaded the weapon, gotten the round out of the chamber, and I could see like the look in his face when he pulled up. I'm like, "Are you missing something?" He's like, "Yeah, are you the one that has it?" So basically, I gave him his gun back. It was a tan Glock in the holster and everything. Like he must have been taking a shit and pulled it off and then just completely forgot about it. But
He had a few.
Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, listen, I've been around guns my whole life. Like alcohol and guns do not mix. They just don't. He shouldn't have had that gun in there. And I know a lot of people in Arizona have concealed carry permits and they carry in there, but to leave that in that bathroom, I mean, it wouldn't have taken much for a kid or somebody who was even drunker to go in there and start playing around with it. I mean, I knew what I was doing. I just picked it up. I'm like, the wrong person's going to find this and things are going to turn ugly. And after about a half hour, I got in touch with the manager, like I said, called the guy. I gave it back to him. And I didn't chew his ass or yell at him. I was just kind of like, dude, you need to keep your eye on this shit. He's like, I know. Should have got at least a $20 tip out of that. God damn it.
Unbelievable.
Or he should have bought you a beer.
I know, right?
At the very least.
Or one of their expensive
Oh my God.
pizzas.
It almost became my fucking 9mm Glock pistol.
Can't have that though. Hey Zane, give us a couple plugs
Yeah,
for your
do
website
plugs.
and your YouTube
Yeah,
channel
yeah.
again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, hit them up again.
So my website, I've got a couple of different websites, righteouscomic.com, which we talked about already to get the comic book. I have my own where I do an energy healing modality similar to Reiki, and that's if you go to zanedaniel.com, I help people overcome past childhood traumas, current life issues, mental health issues, that sort of thing. And then the YouTube channel is YouTube, and it's Zane Daniel also, XANE. Just search and find me.
Right, and this enables you to do this where you can travel around the country.
Right,
That's
yeah.
pretty goddamn cool.
Yeah,
I know, isn't it?
So I teach a class, an online class, to help people. It's called Defaulting to Happy, to help people move from their kind of unhappy lives to a happy one, and do it using some of the techniques in the metaphysical realm, as well as the healing modality, and just giving them a better outlook.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you decided to come over.
Me
and
too.
come on here.
I know.
This was
Thank
fun.
you.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to check you out. As we turn the direction of this podcast around into more positive things over the next couple months, we'll have you on again.
That'd be great.
To talk about this stuff.
Yeah, and I could even do a demonstration for people too. So
No,
they,
that would be great.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we have to get really more deeper because we just touched base lightly on the subjects, and
Right.
that sounds really interesting.
And we had to talk about all that damn political stuff, but
That's right, but you
What
needed
is the
to.
big
You
deal?
needed to catch
next
up.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was good political stuff, but I mean,
Right.
It was overwhelming. Yes.
I was making the joke because we decided we weren't gonna. At first, we said I was not be too political.
That didn't last very long.
Well, we got the holidays coming
Well,
up, so
hey.
it'll only get worse.
Well, hey, I mean, we do have, people who listen to us all over the country in 14 countries around the world. So
Did we pick up any new countries?
I haven't looked this week.
Hello, Istanbul.
Yeah, Istanbul,
Istanbul
Hiroshima.
is Constantinople.
Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Like,
Send us
I
your
know
flags.
the song now. I know the song now.
Yes, and if you have any Trump flags to discard, get a hold of us. Reality Redemption on Facebook, Instagram. Where
People
else? Our
need
Twitter.
blanket.
We'll put them in a trash can and burn them. I mean, give them as blankets.
Right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for checking us out, and we will see you next week. And we'll have someone who knows what we're going to talk about.
Woohoo.
Right.
All
We
right.
don't even know.
It's up in the air.
Yeah, we never know. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.